Today's adventure brings us to 2491 Babb Road to the Pioneer Village at Shingle Creek. The last time I was here a few months ago, it was at the beginning of the closures, and I was not able to gain access to the property. But I'm back. I'm back. Welcome everyone, TheDailyWoo here. At one point, this premises was located on the opposite side of Highway 192, near medieval times behind Super Walmart, but a few years ago, they transferred some of the buildings and added more over to this area next to Shingle Creek. It's been maybe the third or fourth time that I have been to the establishment in general. Last time I just walked around the exterior and the perimeter, but it's been a few years. I'm gonna dive deep into some of the history. I'm inviting you to join me. Shall you?
Hey Adam!
Looks to be that Tampa J has arrived.
What's up everyone?
Wearing a sweet Burt Reynolds tee.
Yeah.
I like that. Have you ever been out here before, Jay?
No, it's my first time.
See, last time I was in Florida a few months ago, it was the closures were happening. So I just had to,
right.
I had to see it from a distance.
Right, and now it's open.
It's back open.
A lot of space out here.
It's like stepping back in time. Well, it's not like stepping back in time, it really is stepping back, because I'm stepping forward, I'm walking. So I'm going up here to the main office where you purchase the tickets. See what happens. Got the banner dangling right there. All the info stated here. Open daily from 10 to 4 p.m. Well, not all the info because there's no prices per se. But it says purchase tickets inside the gift shop and visitor guide maps are available upon request. They reopened on June 20th and now are closed Monday, so they've kind of adapted their hours just a little bit. No longer open on Mondays currently.
It's a little warm out there. You guys want some fans?
Yeah, sure.
They come in handy. You don't think you want them until you're fanning yourself with them.
Made it through where the tickets are sold. It was $8 per person, $16 for the both of us, and we were gifted this fan. That's nice. This couple is displaying a photograph of Main Street in Kissimmee back in the good old days. Rustic old train station here with the water tower and even some of the rails as well, and a cabin over there. You have a guide map, right?
I've got a guide map. They say everything that's highlighted in red is from the 1800s.
Okay.
Here at Pioneer Village.
Nice. That will come in handy.
It is in hand.
Yeah, that kind of works. Well, I guess I should have it more towards this way. But that kind of works. I think I'm cooling down my shoulder. Not everything is accessible. For example, the blacksmith shop is sealed and locked up. You can almost picture a train pulling in here. Any minute now.
I'm waiting for it.
Getting some serious Sergio Leone vibes.
Could be invisible, could be a ghost train.
It's a ghost train. Okay, that's frightening. According to this placard, this was the James C. Tyson homestead, and it's here at the forefront of the town area, equipped with a church and a steeple and some other items. We're going to walk down there. From here I see the church and a few other structures.
This house is a perfect representation of an old Florida cracker house. I believe it's the James C. Tyson home. It used to sit out somewhere in the middle of nowhere, I'm sure. what it looks like inside.
Or maybe the middle of somewhere.
It's in the middle of somewhere now, ain't it?
Kinda.
Kinda.
Victoria was a young woman when she and James built their home, but years later the family grew to include 11 children. All inside that house. Got a water pump outside here, a little representation, a recreation of a water pump next to the homestead. Church building facilities has an AC unit around the back, make things more comfortable when you're visiting. And also around the back is this. Do not believe the headstones represent anyone laid to rest, but it shows the type of area you'd see behind a classic old church building like this. You might hear some airplanes flying over. The Kissimmee airport is in very close proximity. Replica of 1889 St. John's Episcopal. So it is a recreation. I love those steeples. Back in 1883, they used to meet in the blacksmith shop and then built this structure made out of thatch and palm fronds and cypress poles. And that blacksmith shop was right over there, other side of the train station. Well, at least the interpretation of it. Oh dang, this is pretty cool. You can become a resident of here by purchasing a P.O. box. You can check your mail here and be an official resident of Pioneer Village. That's pretty cool. I would do that. The general store appears to be open. Front door is accessible. I'll walk in and see what kind of items they have. This era has always been very fascinating to me. All right, also the post office. You got your items. Imperial Dry ginger ale. Got some lanterns up top. You got the postmaster would be back there. The counter here, the register, some fruits and vegetables, some canned goods and other items all along the shelves. And that roof up there. Yes. So cool in here. Not weather and humidity wise, but it's neat in here. Got the scale right there. Some wrapping paper for items, most likely for meat products to wrap the meat in. Some saddles and a little closer view of that register. Oh, and a hat box. There's hat boxes over there. Canned golden pumpkins and some of the finest succotash. Doing laundry back then took a little more time. These washboards over there will give you an example of what it would have been like to take your clothes and have to utilize this, wash them along these to get them clean. Community-centered schools, something you would see back in 1887. This is also open to walk in through. Got the bell there to signify the start of class. Just a little bit of an echo in here. Got the desks. Wonder if there's any McGuffey readers. The piano over there to sing the songs. Photographs of Abraham Lincoln and George Washington adorn the walls. The creakiness of the floorboards really adds to the ambiance. And there's an apple on the teacher's desk. There is a section you can't cross, but I'm zoomed in on the books. I don't see any McGuffies. Really invoking some Little House on the Prairie vibes. Definite Little House on the Prairie vibes. And if you got a little hungry and had an allowance after the school class, hop over to the general store. So did you find any candy in there?
No candy. The candy jar was empty, but there was plenty of canned goods in there.
Going over to the far end of the property, some of this was not here a few years ago when I was meandering around. I've seen some stuff that wasn't here before. Raymond V. Lanier was a progressive farmer. This was completely restored, but originally dated back to 1905. And Mr. Lanier and his family resided in this very structure. Kind of reminds me of the gate that Doc Brown went out of after he said, when he first met Clara Clayton, Back to the Future 3. It just, for some reason, that open gate kind of reminded me of that. Can almost picture Clara living here. Humble accommodations. Imagine listening to music not through a speaker, but through an amplified horn almost similar to that that's attached to where the record spins. You may have seen the old photograph promotional material of the dog sitting in front of that. Not that one, but just, you know, example of that same type of machinery. And off in the distance is progress. New homes being built next to the, I'm going to say antique homestead. Well, I guess they're antique homesteads. This would be an antique outdoor cupboard here in the breezeway. Cupboard, I like that word. Yeah, that's a cupboard. Well, hello there.
Oh my goodness, we found some chickens. Or Abby found some chickens.
How you guys doing? Sounds good. I do believe I see a dinner bell. Yeah, right up here on the porch. Classic. Let's try it out. Come and get it. Supper's on. Come and get it.
What's for dinner?
There's not really any food. I was.
Well, there's some chickens out back. I can go grab a
No,
chicken.
leave them alone.
I don't know, man. They're pretty tasty.
Don't fret. He didn't mean it. I talked him out of it. Trust me. You're still a little worried? Don't get away from him.
Hey,
Stay back.
I'm just gonna pet him.
No, you're not. Okay,
Yeah.
just pet him.
The Colonel would love to have you over for some lunch.
Cattleman's barn. They were used to protect valuable riding gear and equipment. Oh, creaky door.
Old place, creaky door.
Let's see what happens when the wind blows again. Okay, be patient. Nice.
And we're not alone.
Grinding sugarcane took place right here. And the only reason I really know that is because it's designated here on this information plaque. You can see there how it operated, or even over here, connected the horse to one end and kind of looped around this way, or maybe that way, either way. And then that little mechanism there grinded up the sugarcane. Oh yeah, this is a serious relic. Look at that. Still has the imprint there on the side. Certainly an antique. There's a little bit of a walk down this way. There's some other items over here I want to check out. Notice how the roof, the wind has gusted and blown this away. And there's the rest of the town over there. A few more items in that direction. This photo dates back to 1915, referring to all the way back to circa 1890 that cattle drives could be seen in Kissimmee. Seminole settlement back in the 1880s. Provides quite a bit of shade and some relief from the elements under here. This is nice. I don't even really need the hat under this awning. Not an awning so much, but under this canopy of thatch and leaves. Looks to be a little setup here for a campfire. Now my thought, I'm not an expert by any means, but would that be wise with this above it? Or maybe it wouldn't go high enough to where it would even catch onto that.
There's a hole in the roof. Maybe the smoke just went on through, went straight up depending on the wind. Maybe the wind was a key factor in determining that.
I honestly don't know at all. I know nothing about this. Certainly I'm not in the expertise department when it comes to campfires. So disregard everything I just said. Loop back around to the general store to yet another homestead that is accessible. Going up the stairs. Soothing sounds of an airliner overhead. William Edmund Cadman, his wife, and his sons, and his daughter all lived here. That's them in the portrait there on the far end. This was their house. Very nice. Restored from its 1884 original form. Got a little shed in the backyard as well. Not a shed, designated a Cadman kitchen. Similar to other 19th century rural homes, it was separate from the main house for practical reasons. So you could cook in there and not get the smoke and fire into the rest of the house. Got the stove over in the corner. And the outhouse, also on site. I have talked to people who say that their grandparents, great-grandparents, great-grandparents, when outhouses became a thing, when they started to rear their head, that some of the older generation in their family would always say, when indoor plumbing happened, they would say, I'd rather use this. Why would I want to do my business indoors and stink up the place? Hey, thinking about that, it kind of makes sense, but yeah, I don't know if I'd want to walk out in the backyard. Used for packing oranges. This was restored. Originally built in 1890. Owned by the Radcliffe brothers. Here's the machinery. Florida citrus is a big element around these parts.
School's not open yet, but I just wanted to ring the bell. Don't worry, it's fun. Check it out. Sheepers! That never gets old. All right. Hey there. Bye.
Need to purchase a ticket for a train ride out of here.
We might be waiting for a long time though.
That's a good point. Upon nearing the exit is another storage barn used for citrus back in 1915. Tucked away under here is a automotive relic. It's a truck there. You know what kind of truck that is?
If I had to guess, I'd say an old Ford. Just a guess.
See an emblem?
No, I do not. A lack thereof, though. But if I had to guess, I'd say she's an old Ford. Just guessing. Although there is a VIN tag over there, but this fence is not allowing me to get over there.
There's another one right over here. If I can zoom in just a bit. Right there. There's another one. That one doesn't have, the tires have decomposed off of it. All right, we're now stepping inside of the church, and you have the stained glass windows, the pews, and organ up there? Piano up there? Yep, it's a piano, and pulpit where the minister would stand. You have the hymnal right there as well. And then you look this way, and the congregation would be sitting here. This reminds me of my family's church. My dad used to be a preacher, and my uncle on my mom's side, and my grandfather on my mom's side. All in churches just like this one. Way back in the day when I was a kid, reminds me of. I'm trying to close this, get the door closed. That's going to do it for today. If you're new here, please subscribe. By doing so, helps keep you in the loop, up to date on future uploads here on this channel. Take it a step further, ring that notification bell, and if you enjoyed this particular episode, give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know you care. See you in the next video. The vlog is over. That is a bed full of ants. Trust me, they're in there.